So these things have been done, and these things are not enough. So now, next step needs to be taken. So he says all these were gentle ways of God. God has tried his best to repair him in gentle manner. But now is the time when God should become violent. He should batter now. He should take out his uh, armor. He should take out his hammer. And now he should try to mold him completely, try to uh, batter him, to squeeze him, and um, take out the metal and then repair it. So he says, overthrow me. And when you are forced to break, blow, burn, and make it new. So if we take the line number 4 in contrast to line number 2, then we can understand the first stage, which was knocking, breathing, shining, and seeking to repair. These are gentle ways. When something is not properly working, we think that by knocking, by breathing, or by shining, or by repairing, the thing will come into work again. We don't want to break it, or we don't want to make it completely new. Instead, we want just to repair it so that it will start working. So God has done the same thing. In the second line, he tells the gentle ways by what God has tried to repair him. But in fourth line, we come to know different things. He says that these things have already worked somehow, but these things have not completely worked. I'm still in the same sinful life. And now is the time when God should intervene and he should stop being gentle. Now he should break, blow, burn, and make him completely new. If we look at the four lines, we understand the imagery that comes out. We come to know that this is not from the field of religion, it is coming from the field of goldsmiths, jewel making. Just as suppose there is one jewel and it is somehow cut into pieces or it has some problems in wearing, then what we generally do is the goldsmith will we will take it to the goldsmith and goldsmith will knock it, try to repair it, or breathe some hot air on it so that the all the impurities will burn out, and then he will try to brush it and shine it, and by that way he will try to mend that jewel so that it can shine again. But the next state comes out when the jewel is completely old one, burned out. It's not anyhow usable. In that case, the goldsmith will take that jewel, he will break it, blow hot air onto it, and then the jewel will start burning. And once he finds out the metal, the basic metal in that jewel, then he will make a new jewel from it. So he says that instead of repairing me, God should now make him completely new. So the first four lines are from the field of jewelry, from the field of goldsmith's profession. In this way, again, you will find out the theme of metaphysics here. He makes use of his intellectual understanding, his knowledge to explain a theme which is religious. So, religion and science, religion and smithery, or religion and craft, they have come together, and this varied kind of imagery is trying to put forward a point that John Donne is done with his, you can say, um, personal repairings or personal improvements, and he is no longer able to control his own mind, control his own habits, and that's why he's asking God to come and help him. And God has already helped him. The mind that is within him is always telling the message of the God, but he says that these were the gentle ways, and these ways have unfortunately not worked at all. And next four lines come from a different field altogether. So he says, what is my condition? Today, I'm like an usurped town. Usurped town is the town which is captured by some enemy. Today, his condition is like that town which is to another due, which is actually due to some other ruler, its own aboriginal ruler, the ruler of that city, rightful ruler of that city. But it has been usurped by somebody else. And now, look at, imagine a city which is usurped by some other enemy viceroy or some enemy soldiers, and the original ruler of that city is trying to enter into that city, he will not be allowed to enter. So he says that actually I am due to you. I am due to my mind is due to you. I belong to you. There is a rule of rightful rule of God over my mind. But at present moment, I have been usurped by sinful things. I have been usurped by Satan, and so it's very hard for me to let you admit into me, into my mind. So this is the condition of his mind, that even though he knows that the rightful owner of his mind is God, but because his mind has been usurped, his mind has been captured by the enemy Satan, the sinful enemy, and that's why he's not able to let God enter into his mind. I have tried my best, but he says to no end. But oh, to no end. I try to, I labor, I take efforts so that you should enter into my mind, but to no end. So it has proved very futile. Now he says, in such condition, what comes to my help actually, or what should come to help anybody, is actually the reason of the man, the intellect of the man. It should try to tell the mind what is right and what is wrong. But what has happened in that case also, reason, your viceroy in me should defend. He says that it is reason is the viceroy, reason is the governor, the ruler, employed by God in the mind of everybody else. Everybody's consciousness, everybody's conscience is that reason which tells everybody what is right and wrong. And he says that reason is actually employed by you in my mind, and the prime duty of the reason is that it should defend me from all evil things. But is captive. That reason is in captivity, and now it is not able to function any longer, and it is proving weak or untrue. So God is the ultimate king, and in every city there are some rulers employed by God, and in every person's mind there is one viceroy employed by the God, and it is reason. So here you can see the divine theory of monarchy. He says that God is the ultimate ruler, and uh, below the God we have kings and queens, all those people who are rulers. And if you look into the hearts of the common people, again there is a presence of God. So God is everywhere. He is in the heaven, and He is also in the mind of every person. So reason is the viceroy employed by the God in everybody's mind. And my reason actually should pluck me out or should pull me out from all those bad things. But what is proving here is that what is coming out here is that reason is not defending me any longer, because it is in the captivity of Satan, and it is proving weak or untrue. So, in the first 8 lines, Donne has put forward a situation. He has put forward the condition of his mind when he was meditating upon his own life, and he's thinking about how to improve himself. And then he has come to know that the situation is very critical. There is a crisis in his mind, that he is no longer able to control himself, and even God's ways have proved useless, because the God's ways were very gentle. They were just to wake him up so that he should stop behaving the way he's behaving. And now he wants that actually God should come to his help. And then question comes, if God should come to his help, what about his mind? Why he is not himself able to control himself? What about his conscience? And then he says that my conscience is also not helping. So in the first 4 lines, this is his desire. Why this desire is there? Why he can't control himself? The next 4 lines tell, because his mind is no longer working properly. His reason is actually in the captivity of the sin. It has become weak, or it has become untrue. So this is a self-doubt. He is not able to trust his own reason also. The same thing which was told by the critic, that these sonnets deal with the doubt in the mind of John Donne. So here we meet that doubt. Now the first 8 lines, if you look at the sonnet, the rhyming scheme of this sonnet, you can see line number 1, you rhymes with new. and then mend and bend. These words rhyme with each other. Then dew has rhyming with untrue and end and defend. They also rhyme with each other. So it is ABBA, ABBA. So this is Petrarchan sonnet rhyming scheme. Then comes the next stanza, which is called as sestet, next 6 lines. Up to this time, we have seen there is remorse, there is a feeling of spiritual crisis, there is a feeling of doubt. Now, let us see if there is any mood change, shift in mood in the next 6 lines. He says, "Yet, dearly, I love you." Another thought is coming down, and would be loved, fain, but I am betrothed unto your enemy. So he says that doesn't mean that I have lost hope. That doesn't mean that I have lost any connection or complete connection with the God. He says, deep within myself, there is a deep love for you. Yet dearly I love you and beloved fain, but am betrothed unto your enemy. So his condition is like a woman who is in a marriage with somebody else, but her mind is in love with some other person. So he says that actually, God, I'm in love with you, but I have been betrothed, that means married to the enemy of God, that is to the Satan. So now, what God should do in this condition? The solution at hand is divorce because I'm not married to the right person. I am belonging to you. That's why divorce me, untie or break that knot again, the knot of marriage, the connection of the two people, sacred connection, which is done in the church so that the two people are permitted to live together and they are sanctified, their marriage is sanctified in the church. So now is the time he says that you should divorce me, you should untie. If untying is very hard, then you should break that knot. So untying may take some time. It may have complexities, and he says that even that way is not useful. You have to rather break that knot. Take me to you. She's asking like a married woman, take me to you. Imprison me. Why? Because if you let me loose, if you allow me freedom, then what will happen? Then maybe I will go back again to the same sinful world. So imprison me. Because I accept you enthrall me. He says that because let me tell you, if you don't imprison me, never shall be free. Never shall be free from the sinful life. Here you can find out a kind of contradiction in the line. He says that if you enslave me, then I will become free. Now, that doesn't mean that there is a kind of contradiction in the line. Rather, he wants to say that if you imprison me in goodness, then I shall be free from the bad world, from the evil world. And unless you ravish me, I will not be chaste. So, by the touch of God, by the touch of holy touch of God, only he can become chaste. So, in this way, in this sonnet, he tells the solution. First, he tells the efforts done by the God. Then he tells about present condition of the mind. And then he continues with the condition. And finally, he says that there is only one possibility left now, that God should violently take him off that sinful world, imprison, and by his touch only, by his touch to his soul, only he can become chaste or pure again. So here you also see the picture of the Holy Trinity that I was talking about. Again, one more picture. And with these words, I would like to conclude this discussion on the